rose on 3 days, and Pastor Haynes went down, was sick, but he rose on the 11th day. On the 11th day, on the 11th day, you got out of bed with full power.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
Pastor Haynes, we're so happy to have you back, man. Shout out to Pastor Slater and Bishop Walker for filling in. Bishop Slater and Bishop Walker, man, but we got the one and only Pastor Haynes, man. Good morning. I know you got a good word for us.
Hey, good morning, Rickey Smiley. Thank you so much, man. I've missed you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Bishop Slater, Bishop Walker. Those are some bad brothers right there.
Yes, sir.
Love them so much. Hey, Rick, today I simply want to say thank you, Lord, for all you've done, and you've done enough. That's the beautiful thing. Every now and then, I think it's good to just have some flashbacks to what God has already done. Sometimes we refer to them as highlights. That's what you see whenever you watch sports and they show you what happened during the game. They don't show you everything, but they show you the high points. They show you the great plays. They show you what happened that turned the game around, that caused the game to come out the way that it did. They show you the highlights. And listen, it dawned on me, all of us have highlights in our lives where God has come through. God has opened doors. God has sustained us. God has given us strength. God has done for us what we couldn't have done for ourselves. Listen, you didn't just make it through. God brought you through. That's a highlight. When God opened up that door that someone tried to shut in your face, that's a highlight. When God did something for you that, again, you couldn't have done for yourself. You did what you could, and then God handled what you couldn't. That's a highlight. And listen, when I look back at my highlights, all I can testify is He's done enough. God, if you don't do nothing else, listen, you've already done enough. So I just want to thank you for the highlights. I want to thank you for being better to me than I've been to myself.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for being good even when life went bad. God, you've done enough for me. Thank you for all that you've done.
Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Haynes. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, thank you, Rickey Smiley. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted. I'm on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes, and my YouTube channel is Frederick Haynes.
There it is, y'all. Here's Beverly Crawford, Pastor Haynes. He's done enough.
He's done enough, Rickey. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going home, y'all. News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Man, I hope y'all enjoyed that praise break right there, man. 11 minutes after the hour, y'all. Front page news is being brought to you by America's Best. That's right at America's Best. You never overpay for eyewear. Get 2 pairs and a free quality eye exam for just $69.95. It's not just a better deal. It's America's Best. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. I'm your girl, Eva Marcel, here with a quick look at your front page news. The U.S. carried out a counterterrorism raid in northwestern Syria early this morning. The Pentagon says it was a large-scale, successful operation by special forces with no U.S. casualties, but it did not provide the target of the raid or say if there were any other casualties. CNN reported that the U.S. has repeatedly targeted al-Qaeda and its affiliates in northwestern Syria. Meanwhile, President Biden has ordered 2,000 U.S.-based troops to be deployed to Poland and Germany, and another 1,000 moved from Germany to Romania amid worries of a Russian invasion of Ukraine. The Pentagon says that the troops are being sent to temporarily support U.S. allies. Russia called the development unfounded and destructive. Now, in other news, 6 suspects have been identified in connection with the bomb threats made on Tuesday against more than a dozen historical black colleges and universities. The FBI says the so-called tech-savvy juveniles are persons of interest located around the country, and the threat does appear to be racially motivated. And finally, the Army now says that it will immediately begin to discharge soldiers who have refused to be vaccinated against COVID-19. While more than 97% of Army soldiers have gotten at least one shot, more than 3,300 have refused to be vaccinated. All right, that was a quick look at your front page news. For more, just log on to the RickeySmileyMorningshow.com. Rock T, our sports genius. What's going down in sports?
Well, everyone's talking about the floodgates that has opened up with former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores. Filed a class action lawsuit versus the NFL and 2 or 3 other teams, including Denver Broncos and the New York Giants, claiming racism. The Dolphins allegedly told Flores to lose games on purpose so they could get a higher draft pick. Well, here's a little update.
And then want to fire him for losing. He right. I stand with him.
Oh, come on now. Let me tell you something. This brings me to my update. The Miami Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, says that all of the allegations made by Coach Flores are false, malicious, and defamatory, and promises to defend his personal integrity as well as the Miami Dolphin organization. Now, to your point, Rick, former Cleveland Browns head coach Hugh Jackson, remember him? He claims that he was offered bonuses by the Cleveland Browns ownership for losing. He went so far as saying that Cleveland had a 4-year losing plan that included losing on purpose for the first 2 years, which led to his 1-31 record during the 2016 and 2017 seasons. Giving them the number 1 draft pick in back-to-back years, they drafted defensive end Myles Garrett and quarterback Baker Mayfield. Guess what? Head coach Hugh Jackson was fired after all that.
Yeah.
So this is not going anywhere anytime soon. But, man, kudos to Brian Flores for standing up. Even we know he's probably not going to get a head coaching job anymore in the NFL. But you know what? We always say, if you don't stand up for something, you ain't standing up for nothing, whatever. New York Giants, great Tiki Barber, he fights back tears defending the Giants because the Giants was one of the teams that was interviewing Coach Flores for a job, saying that the New York Giants are not racist. Coach Brian Flores claims that they text messages from Coach Bill Belichick claims that, listen, they had already hired Coach Brian DeBall before they even brought him in for an interview because of the Rooney rule. So this can go. Listen, man.
Yeah,
this is not.
He gonna prove. I tell you what, whether he win a lawsuit or not, a lot of stuff gonna come out.
It's already coming out.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Yeah. NFL been racist for years. That's why I can't stand it. I never really care for the. We just talk about it because it's sports and we just love football. But I've always even the way when it came to Black Lives Matter and social justice and everything else and just how they operate and how they move, they're racist and stuff. And you look at how long it even took for them to, absolutely, how long it took for them to even get a black head coach.
And right now you only got one.
Right. Are you serious?
Yeah.
We got one.
Mike Tomlin.
Wow.
Out of 32 teams.
Which is the organization
all
that created the Rooney rule.
Right.
And if you don't know what the Rooney rule, that's a rule that's it's the ownership of the Pittsburgh Steelers are the Rooneys. And it's a rule that you have to interview African-American head coach. Even if you don't hire him, you got to at least bring him in to interview him just so you can say, look, we interviewed a black coach, but we just chose somebody else. Even just to have a rule like that is messed up. You shouldn't even have to have a rule like that.
I wish all of them protest the NFL. Stop playing for them and develop your own damn league. How about that? How about develop another league and compete against the NFL?
There it is.
I said what I said. They don't spend no damn money over here.
Gary, what's up there, man?
All right, y'all. People still talking about Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. People were wondering, y'all, how Mariah, what she really thinks about Nick Cannon expecting his A child with his fifth baby mom. And Mariah says she's fine with it. She said she and Nick are great friends. As long as Nick take care of his 2 kids with her and, treat them equally, what have you, she's fine with him. And I know people are anticipating something to be mean or cruel, but Mariah's not that type of woman. And she supports her man, or her ex-husband, I should say. So people saying congratulations, honey, and good to Nick and good luck, honey, to him as well as to Mariah Carey. So, she's still loving their father, her kid's father. So there you have it. No mess. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is pigmented. On the high end, you say pigmented, and on the low end, you say beautiful brown. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, Young Buck done got arrested, Lord. Y'all remember Young Buck? I'll tell you all about him up next. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 minutes after the hour, y'all time for the hot spot. What up, Brad?
Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get into it. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation announced the nominees for the 2022 induction, with the list including Beck, Pat Benatar, Kate Bush, Devo, Duran Duran, Eminem, The Eurythmics, Judas Priest, Fela Kuti, or Fela Kuti, MC5, New York Dolls, Dolly Parton, wow, Rage Against the Machine, Lionel Richie, Carly Simon, A Tribe Called Quest, and Dionne Warwick. All right, congratulations, A Tribe Called Quest. That's what's up. You'd have thought Lionel Richie would have been in there already, and especially Dolly Parton. Oh my goodness. According to the Hall, to be eligible for nomination, an individual artist or band must have released its first commercial recording at least 25 years prior of nomination. 7 out of 17 of the nominees are on the ballot for the first time, including Beck, Eminem, Duran Duran, Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, Carly Simon, and A Tribe Called Quest. This is also Eminem's first year of eligibility. Inductees will be announced in May 2022, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2022 induction ceremony will take place this fall. The date and the venue.
Believe that Lionel Richie and Carly Simon ain't in there.
And Dolly
You know
Parton.
who Carly Simon is?
Yes. Do you know
belong
Dolly
to
Parton
me.
is? Yes.
What?
And Duran Duran, you would have thought they'd been in there.
The snake is on the ground.
Man, and Dionne Warwick, that's crazy.
I
That's
know. I'll never
All
love
right.
that way again. I sang all of them. I can sing them songs all day.
I know we be planning when we on the water.
Right.
All right, y'all, moving on. Congratulations to all those nominees. Young Buck was arrested in Nashville, Tennessee on a vandalism charge yesterday morning. Now, that he was booked into the Davidson County Jail after an incident at his ex-girlfriend's home. Now, according to the affidavit by the Metro Nashville Police, a woman alleged that Buck texted her while he was going to come over, and when he got to her house, he began kicking her front door in because she didn't answer. So I guess he got mad she didn't answer. So he started kicking the front door in. So I don't know if the door actually kicked in. But when he finally left, the woman went outside. She found damages done to her car. So not only was he trying to kick in the door, he damaged the car. So police confirmed that the damages.
I text you and told you on our way over there.
And the girl had a camera. The girl had a camera, got the security footage. So he was stopped by the police, and then
sitting
they
on the
booked
side of the sink with your drawers on. Answer the door.
Lord have mercy. You stupid.
Okay.
You stupid.
That's in the baby daddy handbook, ain't it?
Oh man.
I want to see my kids.
Yeah,
Right in the morning.
Right.
Kid gotta go to school in 4 hours.
Well, y'all, moving on. If you watch The Masked Singer, then spoiler alert, Deadline is reporting that Ken Jeong and Robin Thicke walked off the set of The Masked Singer when Rudy Giuliani was unmasked as an existing contestant.
No!
According to the outlet, the former New York City mayor got the boot during the taping of the first season 7 episode of the Fox reality show. We don't know exactly why they walked off, but apparently it was in protest of Giuliani as a contestant. Now, The Masked Singer also faced criticism when Republican politician Sarah Palin was unveiled as the bear. So they need to, I don't know who picking these people to be on here,
Whose
but
idea was that?
I don't know, but it's not funny. Like, I probably would have walked off too. Like, what are y'all doing? Because people don't,
And the same thing happened to Lionel Richie, but he never made on stage because they couldn't get the thing over his face. The mask.
Oh.
You know what? No.
Face.
Big ass face.
Not doing it.
Big happy face.
Oh my God, y'all, let me get this last one in real quick. Authorities announced yesterday that 4 men who allegedly sold Michael K. Williams the fentanyl-laced heroin on which he was fatally overdosed have been arrested. The court papers obtained by the Hollywood Reporter show photographs, including one in which the defendant Irvin Cartanega can be seen executing a hand-to-hand transaction with the actor on September 5th. Now, New York City medical examiner ruled that the 54-year-old star of The Wire died of acute drug intoxication on September 6th. So this person was caught who sold him the drugs, and 4 men, goodness, have been arrested. That is crazy. Well,
and that's the thing. It's so dangerous nowadays. Whatever. I lost a niece and a nephew to fentanyl, and they were both they were both 30.
And some people think they just getting like a Percocet or getting something like that. But
they making those pills and they lacing that stuff and whatever. And a fentanyl the size of a grain of salt will kill you. So it's just terrible, and I hate it.
Oh man, I'm sorry. This is. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note, but coming up next, we got Special K-Lo with the news that you absolutely positively cannot use, and why don't y'all hit us up for them wake-up calls at 866-9-RICKY. That's 866-9-RICKEY. Time now is 25 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
You liar! I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is 48 minutes after the hour. It is about that time for news you positively absolutely cannot use. That's 12 before the top of the hour. What up, Special K?
All right, Rick. So, I talked about this a little bit on stage the other night in Daniel Beach in Fort Lauderdale. And, yeah. Thank you for that. And I do this in every city I go to. I also talked about it when I was in Arlington, Texas. I talk about this, and I'm reaching out to all my black brothers and sisters all across America. Dave, give me some music. I'm reaching out in the most respectful way possible to Jermaine Dupri and Ludacris and whoever else was involved in the creation of the song Welcome to Atlanta. And I'm asking you, with all due respect, please do another 2022 version called Unwelcome to Atlanta. Because black America, listen up. Let me just tell y'all. Like a black family at 4 o'clock p.m. on Thanksgiving, we full. We are full, okay?
Right.
I know every black person in America looking at Atlanta as the black Mecca, where all black dreams come true. Listen up.
Right.
The population, Ricky, the population of Metro Atlanta right now is 6,089,815. Fact is, 6,087,800 of them are rappers. Or want to be rappers. Or used to be rappers. Or want to get pregnant by a rapper, or want to hang out in the studio with a rapper, or you too damn old to be starting out to try to become a rapper. And of course, the ones that ain't rappers are producers.
Well, what is strippers?
Or strippers.
No lies detected. No lies.
It's too much. It's too much. If you ain't a rapper, you a producer. If you ain't a rapper or a producer, you a stripper. If you ain't a rapper, a producer, or a stripper, you sell real estate, or you braid hair, or you do eyelashes, or you fix credit, or you're a credit card scammer, and it's just too much. And by producer, if you're making beats in the back bedroom of your sister house, that don't make you a producer. You ain't Jermaine damn Dupri, okay?
Right.
So let me tell y'all, it's a fallacy. All dreams do not come true in Atlanta. It's not 2006, 2007, where anybody with a 300 credit score and 2 fake pay stubs can qualify for a $600,000 house. All right? It ain't happening. Those days are over with. You can't come in.
The 90s was the best. We all started out in Atlanta in the 90s, though.
Let me tell you something. But, Ricky, there's so many other cities. There's so many other wonderful
Hey, Houston right now said, don't tell them to accommodate. We full, too.
That's the first one on the list. Houston, Jackson,
Houston is getting...
Look, Dallas-Fort Worth alone got 19 cities in it by itself. You can go to Dallas-Fort Worth.
You can go to Dallas. You can go to Fort Worth. You can go to what's
Charlotte. You can go to Raleigh-Durham. You can go to Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Richmond, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Birmingham, Huntsville, Louisville.
No, come to Birmingham.
Any of the villas. Go to any of the villas, okay? Because in Atlanta, it takes 4 hours to go a mile and a half.
Just go to Macon, and then you can at least get to Atlanta. Go to Macon or Warner Robins.
Ricky, no, you can't get to Atlanta. You know why? Because it takes 4 hours to go a mile and a half anywhere, because rush hour started 4:15 in the morning and ended at 11:50 at night.
Hold it! Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. A lot of people are questioning, y'all, if Jennifer Lopez is losing her fortune or something, because they're saying, y'all, that Jennifer usually, y'all, step out the house, honey, only when she's perfectly done up from head to toe. But they're saying, y'all, this weekend, baby, the paparazzi caught this girl, honey, and they learned, honey, that her hair, y'all, was looking a bit off. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Jennifer was spotted walking around Los Angeles with her hair, in particular, her hair weave, y'all. They said it looked a mess. Now, they say Jennifer's real hair was not properly blended into her weave, leaving her with a disheveled look, honey. And then they say Jennifer's, you know, people like this woman is, she's considered a pop culture icon and is often described as a triple threat. They say this woman grows like, honey, with U.S. film $3.1 billion and estimated global sales of 70 million records. And she's regarded, y'all, as one of Latin entertainers in North America, one of the highest and one of Forbes' high-paid person. But her weave was disheveled. People wondering if she's going through something right now because, you know, she and Ben Affleck.
Disheveled means somebody pushed you real hard.
It means just messed up. Yeah, kind of like messed up. Yeah, and they say this girl, it was a mess. But I didn't know white women wear weaves. Do they wear weaves?
Even wear more weaves than us, Gary.
They do. Yes.
Really?
They are the reason. Yes, they weigh a lot more than us.
Oh. Well, they say Jennifer wasn't looking good. I hope she's not losing her money and stuff because, you know, sometimes just because something look like it's going on, that don't mean it's going on. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors and how her fortune may be going, honey. So I just hope her hair.
When they take their wig off, they be looking like James Brown from Fox Sports.
Oh, man.
Baby.
Oh, James.
God damn.
Baby, Thundercat, honey.
Thundercat.
My Lord.
Damn.
Right.
Got that.
God, please put it back on. Put it back on. Put it back on.
Put it back on, y'all. All right, y'all. Moving on in other celebrity news. Now, I think we talked about this, y'all. And this man, when people try to be transparent and let people know what's going on in their life and stuff, people still drag them through the mud. And now Rick Ross, y'all, I think we may have talked about this, y'all, but Rick Ross, he confessed and he admitted, y'all, that he never learned his multiplication. Now, he said, y'all, they say he's forever rich and he has a lot of businesses and what have you, but they say he still has not learned his multiplication.
Hell, me either.
Well,
them sevens and them nines, I can't. I don't know them sevens and them nines. Now I got my fives. Most of my fours and them sevens and them nines are hard, and them 12s.
Y'all got a lot in common. He said,
10s and 11s is easy.
He said, I was a comedian. He said, I had a good sense of humor. He said, I was the funny dude and all that. He said, but I don't think just because I naturally wanted to be the butt. He said, but I didn't know the answer to the questions and all that stuff. He said, the teacher was writing on the wall. He said, and that might been my way to cover up that because I never understood. He said, I never learned my multiplication still to this day.
Shoot.
You know, and people just dragging through the mud. They say, honey, you don't how you got all these wing stops and all this money and stuff and you can't count.
We can count money. That's consumer math.
Yeah,
okay. But you don't have to multiply.
Okay.
Now, we can pull out a calculator at that point. But in school, just memorizing those multiplication tables, did not know math don't make no sense to me. It don't. Now I can count money though.
Now he said being
I'm good with a decimal point.
Yeah, he said being bad at math made him a better writer, and I may have made you a better comedian, Rick. He said, so imagine when they began going into pre-algebra, A equals E, and all that mess. He said it was like a whole other language to him. He said, I just wanted to walk out and say, dog. He said, what are they talking about? A equals E. What is that? So I knew right there.
All that. Use it in real life anyway.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
My high school teacher, Mr. Guy said, I flunked your dad, and now I'm finna flunk you.
It's a legacy.
The whole class, but they was on the floor. Now, my algebra teacher, he did teach my dad. He said, I flunked your dad. He said, now I'm going to flunk you.
Oh, my God. The color of the day, honey, is one of my favorite colors, honey. My color of the day, y'all, is pigmented. On the high, I just can't take it, honey, because you know.
Gary, if you would have been in there, you would have hit the floor. I know you would have said, ooh, bitch.
Okay, baby, it's hereditary.
No, we are not a math family, sir.
But that's all right, but y'all got all the damn money. So anyway,
I wish.
The color of the day is pigmented on the high end. On the low, just say brown. That's your color for the day, child. All right. A equals E and all that stuff.
Gary, one day I got to tell you, boy, when they switched me over to the learning disability math class in high school,
baby, like I told you, baby, the FOM, honey, fundamentals of mathematics.
Shut up, don't say nothing else.
Class with them flat cranes.
Gary, you was in there?
You know I was. I told you hell I was in FOM. But anyway, I know how to count.
And what they call it, Gary? What they call it?
Fundamental of mathematics, baby. FOM, honey.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley morning show. Time for the wake-up call. Get at me, 866-9-RICKY. Here we go. Let's go.
Let's go. Wake up, wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Cause he woke you up this morning, slid you in your house shoes, so it would be better. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley morning show, wanna know where you calling from, so come on and tell us and just wake up.
Math was horrible. It's still horrible. I'm a 40-year-old woman, and Rick Ross don't need to be embarrassed because a lot of us don't understand. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Calling from Houston, Texas, Pamela Washington calling Angelica. It's her birthday. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yo, I want to wake up Ian, Sheena, and Justin in Charlotte, North Carolina, and to them Bull City Newts in Durham, North Carolina. Yo, wake up, wake up, wake up.
I like to wake up people in Cleveland, Ohio. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Ashley from Grand Rapids. Wake up call to my husband, Todd. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, this is BK from Charlotte, man. Wake up to everybody in Charlotte and the 119 people that I know from math class. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
There we go, Gary.
Wake up. In Little Rock, wake up. Hey, Tulsa, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Come on, Flint, wake up. In Toledo, wake up. Des Moines, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, appreciate it, Brett.
You're welcome, Ricky.
I like that. Hey, I like that intro, y'all. Hey, listen, y'all. So this was not my idea. This is the people around me idea. They always say I have great stories. Rock T posts a lot of them on Facebook. I didn't even know you be posting half of that stuff. I'm thinking I'm just sitting up having a conversation with Rock T. Next thing you know, I'm scrolling up and down social media and I see these stories. And then my dumb butt sit up there and watch them. Then that's all people talk about when I'm walking through the airport. Man, we did that thing about the barbershop, man. I was crying. Rock, how many? Anyway, how many more of those you have left?
I got a couple of them. I may drop one this morning. The Barbershop Chronicles.
Yeah. Well, a lot of y'all, everybody that grew up, Gary, you can relate to this. Most of us had a candy lady in the neighborhood. Gary, who was the candy lady in y'all neighborhood growing up?
Miss Bourgeois was the candy lady and the cool cup lady.
And the cool cup lady. Brad, who y'all had?
I had Miss Niecy.
Miss Niecy, Rock.
She was just called the candy lady. Nobody knew her real name.
Yeah, really? Same here.
Y'all didn't know her name? Even if y'all had one?
Well, we lived in the
we had a
apartment, so we
candy
had a
lady.
few of them.
What's her
We
name?
absolutely had one. Her name was Miss Rita.
Okay, listen. So growing up, we had Miss Lucy. That was Miss Lucy. Last name is Dansby. I love Miss Lucy. That was the candy lady. And Gary, she sold cool cups.
Yes.
So she was a high end candy lady. Because a lot of them that sell candy don't also sell cool cups.
Nope.
Miss Lucy did it all. But over in the projects where my mom lived or whatever, I would go between the projects and my grandma's house. We had a candy man named Blind Man. And he had a little house right there in the middle of the little project, like this little brick. I think it was part of the project, but he was blind. But he had all candy or whatever. He couldn't see. He was a light skinned man, had curly hair, and his eyes be looking straight up like he looking at in the heaven. And I remember I took my ass in there with some two $500 Monopoly money bills and tried to get him Mr. Goodboy. And he pulled out a pistol and started shooting up in the air.
That was a bit extreme.
He said, "Get the hell out of my store." And me and this dude named Peanut, we ran out of there. We never went back in there again. But did anybody have a shotgun house? Anybody know what a shotgun house is?
Oh,
yeah,
straight back.
Straight houses, yeah.
Straight back.
Okay, so what about a shot house? Anybody know what a shot house is?
No.
I don't.
That's
No.
Okay, Brett, that's a shot house. A shot house is some old lady in your neighborhood that sells shots. So my grandma used to go
liquor.
Yeah. They would go. They would go to the ABC store and buy their liquor wholesale, or go to the base and get the liquor wholesale, and then they would have it in their house. Now it's illegal; you can't do that, but they did it anyway. And my grandma's friend Miss Ophelia used to sell shots and stuff. So you go over shot house. Remember when Harlem Nights came on when the little boy and all them old folks was in there gambling and smoking and playing cards? Yeah. That was me. I that's why I love that movie so much, because I can really relate to that kid. So you go over there, you don't supposed to be in there, and somebody's smoking a cigarette, coming to the door, looking down at you, telling who you is, who you came to see, what you do. You know, like, you don't supposed to be there. And you know, I was a bold little boy, like, I'm here to walk my grandmama home, because my grandma went around Miss Ophelia's house, who had a shot house, and she would take shots, and she would get drunk every now and then. So Miss Ophelia used to call me. I said, hello, come around here and walk your grandmama home. I said, yes, ma'am. So as like a little 7, 8-year-old kid, I had to cut through an alley and walk down the next street. And then I go over there, and my grandma be sitting over there in a chair. Man, my grandma, she loved the Lord, and she went to church, but she got her little drink on every now and then, especially around the summertime. And Miss Ophelia, Mr. Rabbit brother, we called him Longhead Bob. All of them, he had long. Right. Right. My grandma friend, Mr. Rabbit, had a brother named Mr. Bob, but you couldn't call him Longhead Bob. His head was really long. I don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah, but when he died, they couldn't close his. Anyway, let's. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know what a shot house was. So if you in the South, everybody know an old lady that used to sell shots, and shots of vodka, shots of whiskey, and they used to drink Jim Beam whiskey. I think that was my grandmama's little go-to. And they used to drink a little bit of gin or whatever. And I used to have to walk my grandma home. And one time my grandmama fell off in a ditch, and we had to cross because it had been raining, so the little ditch had filled up. My grandma used to have these pants because she was about as short as Juicy. And she could have these real big ass cuffs in her jeans. And one time my grandmama fell off in a ditch, and I had to go get my cousin, and my cousin started crying. My grandma told her to shut the hell up and get her out that ditch, and my grandma had mud all over, and we had to put my grandma in the bathtub. Man, I got a lot of little stories like this. I'm running out of time.
Sound like The Color Purple.
But these are true stories, y'all. All right, y'all, I got more Rickey Smiley stories coming up within the weeks. They want to pick my life apart. Chicken and waffle mix coming up next. We on our way. Black Tony.
Yo.
Hey, man, you going to meet me in Columbus, Ohio. You know, I'm at the Funny Bone this weekend.
Saturday, I'm going to try to come over if my doctor said I could come.
Hey, if your doctor said you could come, what's wrong?
I was in the hospital all night last night. I thought my mom.
You in the hospital now? What hospital you at?
I thought my mom had caught you. Now I'm back at home right now. But they had to do an operation on me last night.
What hospital you went to?
Grady.
You went to Grady?
Yeah, they had to do an operation on me last night.
What happened?
I almost died. So I thought my mom had caught you and told you.
Nah, your
mom. I probably wasn't gonna be at work today because I had got attacked yesterday.
I ain't got no text messages on that.
You know, I had got attacked. I had when Pancake brother had got out of prison. Yesterday we took him to the Crab restaurant. You know, Pancake brother Biscuit. He had got out. He had got out of prison yesterday. He'd been locked up for 7 years, and we took him to the Crab restaurant because he wanted some crab.
Yeah.
And I've been in the hospital all night. They had to operate on me, shouted. We went to the Crab restaurant. And you know the Crab restaurant where they bring your food out in a hot bag, and you got to bust that bag over, and all that steam come out. They had a corn in there, and sausage, and some red potatoes, and all that, and the crab leg in them.
Yeah.
But they had told me to pick out the crabs I wanted, but one of them crabs wasn't all the way dead, and it grabbed me on the back of my throat. It grabbed my neck.
Choked the hell out of you.
I leaned over to pick the crab I wanted, and it jumped up and grabbed my neck, and it bit 2 of my spine bones out. I almost died, so.
Crabs ain't that strong.
They had to take out 2 of my spine bones last night.
What do they call those, right, T?
The spine bone? The spine?
Yeah, now, but now it made me shorter, so I'm only like 5'5" now.
Hey, bye, man, bye. That's not a... right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, listen, since it's Black History Month and the month of love, we're going to be sharing our very own Black love letters written to some of the Black inventors and their inventions that we could never live without. Brett, you got today's Black love letter.
Yes, I do. And it's to the microphone. Dear microphone, I thank God for you. I mean, do you have any idea how much I love you? Man, if it wasn't for you, me and all the other rappers, singers, and artists would be on stages just yelling out to our audience.
Right.
But in 1962, Temple University professor and inventor James West developed the electric transducer technology microphone, which gave us technology used in 90% of modern microphones. So thank you, Mr. West. I got so much love for you. Even though if there were no modern mics, we probably wouldn't have to hear Gary's messiness every day. But regardless, we salute you, Professor James West. We salute you.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Me neither.
Damn, we thank you too, the comedians.
Okay. Everybody.
We got there screaming my name, Lil Daryl.
And horse every day.
Right. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do radio, stand-up comedy, rapping, singing, the pastors, thank you. Yeah, acting. Even the little hidden mics that you can't see. You know, all the analysts on MSNBC, ESPN, BET, just... Gosh, Tavis, Smiley, Reverend, everybody that used a mic or whatever. Yes. So, man, thank you for that. Yes. Man, that's awesome right there. And the bullhorn, Mr. Clark at Eastside High.
Yes, sir.
Very Eastside.
Yes, sir. By my side, you go. Praise that name forever. Hero, Eastside High, we long to victory.
Hold it. Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the teeth. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all, 6 minutes after the hour, y'all, Gary has the tea and the color of the day. Gary.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning.
What's wrong with your throat? Your throat game off.
A beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, y'all. Now, we all know they revealed that they're expecting a child. And momentarily, y'all, they're saying, y'all, that everybody in social media was excited about it. But they say one person was not happy, and that was Drake, y'all. Now, they're saying after all the Toronto superstar publicly, y'all, professed his love for the Barbadian singer numerous times, most notably, y'all, as he presented her with that MTV Video Vanguard Award at the Video Music Awards back in 2016. Now, they say Drake, perhaps, y'all, wisely has remained mum, y'all, on this subject despite fans' plea, y'all, for a reaction. But, as the saying goes, honey, actions speak louder than words. Now, according to a post, y'all, they're saying, y'all, that Drake unfollowed both A$AP Rocky and Rihanna following, y'all, that pregnancy announcement. And be honest, y'all, I don't even know how you unfollow people. Have y'all ever unfollowed somebody? I mean, isn't that kind of petty and cheesy?
You just don't want to see they posts coming up and stuff. If you ain't feeling them or whatever, and you open up your phone or whatever, the last person you want to see somebody that you just ain't feeling. And that's not petty. That's like somebody being in your house because your phone is in your house if you're at home. You don't want to see certain folks.
Yeah, but he just upset because she didn't want him. She thought he was cheesy and he just wasn't her type. You know? I mean, and then y'all unfollow somebody, Eva, Brad, Special K, Rock T, y'all unfollow people or y'all just like let it go?
I mean, it's a way to discreetly do it now. So I think you just restrict them. So, which
yeah, you can hide it.
Yeah, which I think means they can't see your stuff and you don't see their stuff and they don't know you've done it. Something like that.
Well, it's actually it's where when they post on your page, it doesn't become obvious or visible to you or to anyone else. They just see it and they think they posted on there. So it's very discreet. They have no clue that you decided that you don't like them anymore.
Yeah, Gary, I unfollowed you when I saw you laying out there with that little damn bikini on. I was like, I don't want to see that.
But that was my cute silver bikini.
Okay, Gary, but I was in church, though.
Oh. Well, then you could have prayed for me.
I did after I unfollowed you.
I don't know how to unfollow nobody. I don't even know how that mess works. I'm like, how the hell that working? Who got time to do that?
Just click on unfollow.
The same button you push to follow.
But you got to find it.
It's right there in front
right
of you.
there as soon as you open up your page.
It's the first thing on there, Gary. It's under your face.
Get off of MySpace and just start.
Yeah,
at least make it over to Facebook.
Okay.
'Cause
Wow.
we like 2 social media platforms ahead of you. So
Yeah, sure are,
So
honey.
we can just get you on Facebook, and then we're gonna introduce you to Instagram next year.
Oh, thank you. All right, moving on, honey. Another celebrity news, y'all. Oh my God, now Roxy, help me with this. They're saying, y'all, that Antonio Brown officially, y'all, joins Kanye Don the Sports. I didn't know that he had a sport. They say after being spotted kicking it with Kanye over the past few weeks, they're saying former Tampa Bay Buccaneers player Antonio Brown has officially signed onto Ye's Don the Sports, which focuses on providing professional and wellness support, y'all, to athletes. Now they're saying, y'all, that the news of the official partnership came by way of Don the Sport press on the release shared by Hollywood Unlocking. A rep for Brown confirmed the announcement to cover. Is that going from bad to worse?
You were talking about teaming up with Kanye?
Yeah, I mean, what Kanye know about sports?
It's not about what he know about sports. He's trying to work on help the mental health to athletes. He getting into the business. So it's kind of like Jay-Z got Rock Nation and Rich Paul and LeBron James and Steph Curry. They got their own their agencies or whatever. So this is Kanye stepping into the world of sports by offering mental wellness and help for these athletes.
And what we talking about Kanye? What we talking about him in the press about? His mental health.
Exactly. I see where you're going there.
Oh,
buddy.
yeah.
Blind leading the blind.
Message.
Yeah, so I'm like, child, is that cute?
But I'm sure he got other people, not himself. I'm sure he got other people that's running the business.
Really?
He's gonna be able to run with them nurse shoes on.
Okay.
What you call them? Them
Nurse
caskets?
shoes. Yeah, them casket ones.
Yes, okay. Lord, a hot mess, honey. But I guess
Them
congratulations.
Sunday school 3s.
The number 3s.
Lord, honey. Bless his soul, y'all. Well, congratulations, I guess, Antonio.
I told my son, don't come here with them on.
You don't like him, Ricky?
No, sir. No, my son be walking around looking weird as hell with them damn. Yeah, I'm like, where you get them from? He told me they're my teammate. They ain't even no college student. They be sharing shoes.
Oh.
But they can't afford them. They all pitch in and buy one damn pair of Yeezys, and then they be splitting time.
Some of them foamy looking ones.
Yeah, man.
Look like a busted can of biscuits.
Right.
Yes, he
The
does.
color today, y'all, is one of my favorites. The color today, y'all, is pigmented. On the high end, you say pigmented, and on the low end, you say beautiful brown. That's your color for today, huh?
So Malik and all his friends, they work for DoorDash. They all deliver, and they come up with money. They came up with $600 by one pair of shoes.
Oh, my God. But that's
And
cute,
he picked a friend where all of them wear 11 and a half.
Okay, that's brotherhood. They sharing shoes. That's cute.
And they be sharing one damn pair of shoes. They all play basketball for Alabama State, man. I roast the hell out of them. They be like, oh, man, Dad, you ain't got to do it like that.
Oh.
I roast the hell out of them. Yeah, y'all give it. What'd you say, Gary?
If I was part of it, I would say, and your daddy Rickey Smiley, you sharing shoes?
Because he know I don't give him no money.
I know.
You damn well, we ain't bought I'm anti. No, sir. We're not finna be spending no money on that stuff. You go up there to Walmart and get you some of them little Ninja Turtle shoes or whatever Grayson got in his closet. And some damn Paw Patrol or whatever. Because I got me damn right. Damn right. That's why he got good footwork. All right, y'all. Y'all give it up for Gary with the team.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
Now, last week, Justice Stephen Breyer announced that he will be stepping down from the Supreme Court at the end of the current term. So this now gives President Biden the opportunity to appoint a new justice that can serve the court for decades to come. Now, over the years, there have been 115 justices. 110 have been men, 5 women, but never a black woman, which one of the things that just kind of upset me that one haven't been appointed or whatever. That really bothered me because no representation of black women is sitting on the United States Supreme Court, and that's really sad. Groups of people have been called on Biden to uphold a promise that he made on the campaign trail to appoint the first black woman to the United States Supreme Court. But this week, several lawmakers have spoken out against Biden, saying this is a form of affirmative action. However, Reagan said that he was going to appoint a woman, right, when he was running for president, right? So they need to remember that. Yep. But here to break it all down for us is my good friend, CNN political analyst and best-selling author who are your people, who are your people? Y'all give it up and show your love this morning for Bakari Sellers. Hey, man, good morning, man. For those who are catching up, why is this such an important moment in history right now?
I mean, it's a huge moment in history if you just take a step back in the 223-year history as you outlined. 115 individuals have been placed on the Supreme Court, all but 7 of which have been white men. When you think about that, you think about Plessy v. Ferguson, think about Brown v. Board of Education, think about Roe v. Wade, think about Citizens United. From voting rights to equality to election reform to justice issues, whatever it may be, abortion, you've never had a black woman in the room, ever. And I think it's beyond time that, we lift up black women and put them in rooms such as this. And we have an opportunity where Joe Biden made a promise and he is going to follow through on that promise, it looks like. So this is a huge moment historically. It won't change the Supreme Court. I don't want people to think it's still going to be a 6-3 conservative court. But I do think it's going to move the court in a direction for the better.
Okay, now, Bakari, I had my opinion on this here, and I want to hear your opinion. Did you think President Biden messed up by, making such a big deal about promising in advance, not by promising to advance to put a black woman on the Supreme Court, but opposed to just doing it when the time came up, knowing that he was going to do that after he made the promise, and then just doing it, as opposed to making,
No, he didn't make a mistake. I mean, look, the fact is, as Ricky said in 1980, Ronald Reagan made the same promise on the campaign trail that he was going to nominate a woman. He did. He nominated Sandra Day O'Connor. The reason he made that promise is because he was struggling with women during his campaign. Donald Trump made a promise that he was going to nominate a woman. Then he circulated a list of 11 people that didn't include anybody black on it, and no one had any problems with that. I mean, this isn't the first time. And what my pushback to the question and what I would articulate to most people who are listening is prior to Thurgood Marshall, it was understood that it was going to be a white man on the court, and no one looked at that as discriminatory or had a problem. And so, like I said the other night on TV, I mean, you can save me those white man tears. I don't want to hear it. I mean, this is about diversifying and having intelligent voices of different backgrounds on the court.
Well, Bakari, what do you say to people like Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi that the nominee will likely be a beneficiary of affirmative action who will misinterpret the law?
I mean, I get so tired it's exhausting, of Roger Wicker, of Kennedy, because they act like black women can't do the job. And that's the most frustrating part. And it's not just that you have great black women who are up for it, but imagine how they look at my sister, Nasizwe Sellers, who is over the Veterans Hospital in a couple of states, or my wife, who is a chiropractor and has her own hair care product, or my daughters when they grow up. I mean, if they look at the most accomplished black women we have in jurisprudence and wonder if they can do the job, I mean, just think about how they look at the rest of us. And I mean, sometimes they just say they use the hard, I don't know what I can say on radio, but let's just say they use the hard R sometimes and say the quiet part out loud.
Well, do you have any predictions from among the top candidates who the administration will actually be looking at to appoint?
I mean, you always get in trouble when you start naming names, but I think that most people understand that the 3 individuals who are probably those who have the best chance are Justice Leandra Kruger from California. She sits on the California Supreme Court. She is a former clerk for the Supreme Court. I believe it was Justice Stevens she clerked for. You have Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is just amazing juror. She used to sit on the United States Sentencing Commission, and she's partly responsible for helping to change the law so a lot of our brothers and sisters who are on nonviolent offenses can get out of prison early. She's also a judge on the 10th Circuit right now. And then you have Michelle Childs, who's from South Carolina. The unique part about Judge Childs is she actually went to state school. She graduated from Columbia High School. She went to the University of South Florida, and she went to the University of South Carolina for law school. unlike everyone else who's on the court, save for Amy Coney Barrett, who went to Notre Dame, Judge Childs actually went to state school. She didn't go to Harvard or Yale. And I think that diversity of background is so important.
Man, that's so interesting. If you had to guess, if you just had to guess, I'm sure you've been hearing stuff on the inside. Who you think is going to be? Just give us a sneak.
I mean, if I had to guess, if I was betting today, it would be Ketanji Brown Jackson. Where is my heart, and who do I hope it is? I hope it's Michelle Childs. And not only is it because I know Judge Childs, but I also know what she represents. I mean, you got somebody who is from the heart of Columbia, South Carolina, but who tells you that if you go to Georgia or Georgia State or any HBCU or any states or North Carolina A&T or whatever it may be, that you can reach the highest heights of the land. I think that means so much to folks.
Right.
So my heart's with Judge Childs, but I just, I feel like, Ketanji Brown Jackson it was her and Merrick Garland were the last two up when Barack Obama was president, and he chose Merrick. So I just kind of feel like it may be her time, although I think Judge Childs would be a great asset.
Right. Man, thank you so much, man, for always coming on, helping us, keeping people informed. Let everybody know how you could be reached.
Man, you can find me on Twitter, Bakari_Sellers. Please go out and get Who Are Your People. My children's book is doing well during this Black History Month. You can get it anywhere books are sold. And I got to get in the studio with y'all one day, man. So
come on.
Y'all drink liquor this early in the morning.
Yes, we do. Brett does.
All right, well, there we go. There we go. We can have fun, man. Y'all let me know when.
Yeah, Brett be right every morning. Whenever you hear Brett on here hype and screaming, Brett had a couple of little something. He coming straight from the studio. Hey, man, Bakari, we love you, man. Thank you so much, man. Y'all give it up for Bakari Sellers. All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Listen, hey, we got the one and only Jeff Johnson with 3 things you need to know. What up, Jeff?
What up, brother? Good to be on with you all this morning. Thank you. I got 3 things for you. Listen, many of you already know about and have talked about what is going on in the NFL. And our dear brother Brian Flores is suing the NFL for racial discrimination. And Rick, what I think is so funny about this story is that all of these folks, whether it's from the Giants or from the NFL, are acting like the NFL is some example of diversity, inclusion, and equity. It's
right.
So these claims, especially when you've got one black coach now in the NFL, one black head coach.
Right.
Like this is not unusual. And then for Bill Belichick to just throw a whole monkey wrench in the thing by actually texting Flores saying that he got the job when he didn't, it just adds insult to injury. But what I thought was most interesting was the NFL said the NFL and our clubs are deeply committed to ensuring equitable employment practices and continue to make progress in providing equitable opportunities throughout our organizations. And I just want them to show us where you do that.
Right.
Where are you having more
Jeff.
More offensive coordinators, more defensive coordinators, more assistant coaches, more head coaches? Where is that at? Where are there more people leading the front offices of these teams? Hell, you know what? It would even be okay with me if you said 15% of all of the vendors in every NFL stadium would be owned by CEOs and founders of color. Like, that would be real money that was going to real businesses that could hire real people and pay real salaries and create real wealth in communities. So until you start showing receipts, listen, Flores is going to go through the legal process, but the NFL still has a whole lot to show before they can talk about all of this commitment to diversity, inclusion, and equity, and it actually be real versus lip service.
But they think they're doing something just because they let somebody go out there on the football field and play football. And I just really need and would like to see a lot of our athletes take a stand and don't have the bros out there by themselves.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And listen, at this point, just make money. Like, make money with black people. Like, this is not – black people are not asking for charity. These businesses that could provide value within these stadiums aren't asking you to do a favor for them. They're saying we got a dope product that will sell to the fans of all races that come into your stadium, and we can help you make money. This is about business partnership, and we keep acting like diversity, inclusion, and equity is about charity, and it's not.
Right.
I don't know any black business owner asking for charity. They're asking for partnership. They're asking for investment. They're asking for opportunity to deliver an excellent product and help make money with you. And that's one of the things that a lot of these folks miss because they keep thinking it's the same thing with this Supreme Court piece. So listen, y'all. Anyway, second thing I got real quick is, it's Black History Month. All I would ask that as you start to look for something to research or to learn that's new, please also do something before slavery. I mean, there were several empires that existed before we were ever slaves. The Kingdom of Kush, which is what is in now Sudan. You have the Mali Empire, and the Mali Empire was one of the largest empires of Africa. In fact, the king Keita was often known as the Lion King. That's where that comes from. And so the institution in the Empire of Mali was called Timbuktu Sankore University. So when people talk about Timbuktu, they're talking about an actual university that existed in the Mali Empire that was rumored, Rick, to have a library that had over 700,000 manuscripts. This was a place where people came from all over the world to study Islam. And so as we think about Black history, I want to talk about, like we talked about the Coalition of Sisters on Tuesday that came together to create this business. Let's talk about the stuff that's happening right now, but let's talk about the stuff that happened before we were slaves so that our entire context of who we are is never always rooted in oppression, because that is not the sum total of who we've been since we've been on this earth. And the more we talk about those things, the more we can remind ourselves that DNA never left us. So have a good month. We know this isn't the only time we study, but it is a focused time to do so.
Hey, Jeff.
And yes, sir.
Man, I would love you to come on one day next week and we'll just drop a song or two and just have a whole segment about the racism in the NFL. I just don't think we just have enough time to really address it. And you can do three part, like three things, make it all NFL or whatever, man, because I've been feeling this way for a long time. And I'm so glad, that the coach stepped up and sacrificed his entire career, like Colin Kaepernick, to do the right thing, because you got black players out there on the field making you money. But people think that just because they're allowed, the black players allowed to play football, that they throwing us a bone or whatever. When most of the players are black, and you can't five coaches.
This shouldn't just be about players. This is about a business that we give money to, and so. We keep having the conversation just about players. I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about the league.
Right.
And the league, if this is something they're serious about in doing business with the black community, this ain't the way to do it.
Five openings came, and 5 coaches just got hired in the NFL. None of them are black.
Rick, but I tell you what, I don't want jobs, Rick. I want money.
Right.
I tell you right now,
I'm with it.
Hire 5 white coaches if you help 25 black businesses make $1 billion.
Right.
Message. I'm out.
I'm with it. Man, it is 7 minutes after the hour, y'all. Rickey Smiley, the morning show, man. John Lyon on the 1s and 2s. Chicken and waffle mix going down. Let's see who on the phone. Rickey Smiley, the morning show. Who is this?
Well, I'm telling you, I might come to work tomorrow, boy. I'm telling you, shouty, boy, that meat, hey, boy, John throw down on that meat, boy, but get what? Hey, Rick, you what the best part of it was, though, boy?
Yeah.
The best part of it was, boy, he played that Brett song, or a late night song with Brett on no rapping, boy.
What?
That thing up, boy. I'm so proud of him every time I hear that song.
Man, no, don't get emotional, man.
I'm not saying I'm happy because I just hear that song and I get turned up when I hear Brett doing it.
Oh, yeah, you ain't heard Brett. Yeah, you talking about Ladies' Night.
She be rapping so hard on that song. She the best one on those.
Oh, man. Damn, Brad, you got Black Tony in this film, man. Hey, Black Tony, did that inspire you enough to come to work tomorrow?
Yeah, that's my co-worker. I'm going to sit next to her tomorrow if I come. But
when you come, I'm going to say every lyric in your ear for you when you get here.
What's your favorite part of that? What's your favorite part of that? The lyrics of that song, Brad? When you be,
when she started rapping real fast, when she said, I don't know what she be saying, but she be rapping real fast.
What you be saying, Brett?
Y'all see how these bogus misters trying not to notice the doper sisters approaching with good intentions, but focusing on their riches. If it's too hot, then get that ass about the kitchen. Listen carefully. I don't give a damn if you don't care for me. The rhythm I kick, puzzle them like a rhythmatic. Filling them with sluggers off the 9mm Luger clip. Let us bust, we just keep kicking up dust, and you can spread rumors. This is making me sicker than head tumors. Humor me by hugging me, saying you loving me. Faking phony haters be bugging. I can tell cause the thug in me wanna do illegal things for cheese. Need to give me more of these VVs and M3s, VTs from overseas. Pimp iced out rollies, duck from the police. Keep my wallet obese. Who the Windy City woman still coming and gunning straight from the shy. Tonight's the night for the ladies. We keeping it tight.
How to make you feel, Black Tony?
All for you, Black Tony. All for you.
How to make you feel, Black Tony?
I done took my shirt off and everything. Don't sweat.
You coming to work? Oh, he gone.
He gone, Brett. He gone, Brett. He gone.
I thought we was going to get him to work, man. I should have waited, Rick. I should have waited.
You were crying when you were rapping more Rickey Smiley morning show coming up.
Hey.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 26 minutes after the hour, y'all. The segment's being brought to you by Charmin. That's right, this Black History Month is about black excellence in celebration of where black people have come from, how it started, and recognizing how it's going. Hey, join us as we celebrate Black History Month with Charmin. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin? Go to blackamericaweb.com to learn more. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. I'm your girl, Eva Marcel, here with a quick look this morning at your front page news. I want to start by encouraging everyone to stay safe and warm today as winter storms are moving across large parts of the U.S., causing major disruptions in work, school, and travel for the second day in a row. Now, in world news this morning, the Pentagon said it carried out a successful counterterrorism raid in Syria. Reports suggest civilians may have been killed. CNN reports that the U.S. has repeatedly targeted al-Qaeda and its affiliates in northwest Syria. Amid concerns over Russian invasion of Ukraine, the Biden administration is deploying 3,000 troops to Eastern Europe in support of American allies. Russia called the development unfounded and destructive. Meanwhile, President Vladimir Putin is pledging to deepen his ties between Russia and China. In COVID news, the Army now says that it will begin discharging soldiers who refuse to be vaccinated against COVID-19. While more than 97% of Army soldiers have gotten at least one shot, more than 3,300 have refused to be vaccinated. And finally, researchers are developing a nasal spray vaccine. It is believed that nasal sprays protect the airways where the virus enters the body, so they might be better at actually preventing infections.
Damn.
All right, that was I know, right, Rick?
Yeah, nasal spray vaccine, damn it. Kay, what you think?
Nasal spray vaccine?
Yeah, I mean, to fight against
versus
COVID.
the shot.
I take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to. I mean, when vaccinating children, I think that's a great way.
What'd say, Eva?
I said, especially when you think about vaccinating your children, I think that's a great alternative than a needle itself. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, but I was going to say something.
What, Rick? What?
Don't say it.
But how's it going to stay up there, though?
Hey, Kay.
Huh?
None of the crackheads got COVID. None of them.
Good point.
It's
That's
true.
A good point.
None of them.
According to the CDC, not damn crackhead been
Not
checked
one
in.
crackhead has had COVID. They all still living. Okay, go ahead.
And they don't wear masks.
That was
And they
a
what?
quick
What?
look.
Kay?
And they don't wear masks.
Well, it is what it is, as Rocky said.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
For more,
What's the name of the one that be up on the Uptown Comedy Club?
Oh, that was Ant.
Ant. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ant still. I saw Ant the other day.
You did? Where was that?
I saw him over there on the south side of the Mercedes Stadium.
He's still out there.
Yeah, he asked about you. Hey, cut the music for 1 second. 1 second. Hey, this Super Day, listen to this. Listen to this. So all the comedians outside of the comedy club. So Special K, so Ant, a little crackhead that live up under the comedy club.
He used to live up under the deck that was on the back of the comedy club. He lived underneath it. like a little troll.
So we all sitting out there one day. Special tried to flex on him. What you say?
I said, look at Ant. I said, boy, I would love to see the last woman that had sex with you. He said, you'll see it when you get home. Dave, I ran to my car. They were laughing so hard, I just ran to the car and took off. He said, you'll see as soon as you get home. And he slid back underneath his cardboard.
Went back up under there. Oh man, how do you follow up that?
Hey, Rock,
you just get.
Rock, I ain't never laughed so. Rock, I laughed so hard, my vision left. My vision, my hearing, my kid, my lungs, my organs started shutting down. I couldn't drive home.
Oh man,
K-Dub had to drive me back to my apartment. I couldn't drive. K-Dub had to get in my car. What do you think?
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Brett, go ahead. I can't talk.
Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. So calling all Insecure fans, it looks like Issa Rae is giving a lucky fan a chance to live a life of luxury for a weekend. She teamed up with Airbnb, and the stay will also include an itinerary curated by Issa herself, including the opportunity to meet her virtually. She said, I'm inviting guests to spend a weekend in my hometown to experience the culture, businesses, and communities that influence my storytelling on screen. I can't wait to show guests all the things that make Black LA so special firsthand. Now, reportedly, booking will open on February 8th at 1 p.m. for one stay at $56 a night from Saturday, February 12th to Valentine's Day on February 14th. Now, according to the listing, not only will the fan get a chance to stay at the beautiful decked out home in LA, there's a list of fun activities already lined up, including a catered Super Bowl 2022 game day, taco dinner for two. That's what's up. That's pretty cool of her to do that. What y'all think about that? Yeah,
that's so dope.
It is dope. Yeah, it's dope, especially when people team up with Airbnb. I think didn't Big Boy do something like that too?
Right.
Yep. All right, y'all. Moving on in a statement to TMZ, April Simpkins, the mother of former Miss USA Chelsea Chris, spoke on her death. She said, "I have never known the pain as deep as this. I am forever changed." Simpkins revealed that her daughter had been dealing with high functioning depression, which she only recently disclosed and to her and no one else. She explained, while it may be hard to believe it's true, Chelsea led both a public and a private life, and in her private life she was dealing with high functioning depression, which she hid from everyone, including me, her closest confidant, until very shortly before her death. She continued, "We talked, FaceTimed, or text one another all day, every day. You were more than a daughter. You were my very best friend. Talking with you was one of the best parts of my day. Your smile and laugh were infectious. I love you, baby girl, with all my heart. I miss you desperately. I know one day we'll be together again. Until then, rest easy and in peace." Ooh, that is so sad. Oh my goodness.
Depression is real, Brett.
It
and
is.
That's why we do therapy and have a therapist come on this show. We got to stop talking about pray and stuff, and we got to get people the help that they need, to get people the therapy that they need. There's a lot of people committing suicide.
It is.
Sitting up here, I felt my first wave of depression this past weekend, Saturday. I just sat there, I just could not stop crying. I'm about to bury a cousin. You're seeing so much death with other people. Then you're a radio personality, and then you're a comedian. Then I got to bury a cousin. We're the same age, same elementary school, everything Saturday, and then my grandmother's younger brother passed away yesterday. So you got to sit here and do radio and crack jokes and be funny to still do the job. And it's different from lifting boxes, working for FedEx. But when you got to do comedy and you sad, you got to make people laugh while you sad or whatever. You go through a little bit of depression because there's a lot of pressure and stuff, man. And I'm telling y'all what I do would get me through it. I sit down and talk to a therapist. You have to get the help. You can't go through this stuff. Your brain, you don't know how to deal with this stuff. You got to get with somebody to help you figure it out. Just where you won't do something, commit suicide, because then when you commit suicide, you affect so many people. Now they depressed and then they start committing suicide and on and so forth. Please, black folks, stop thinking that just because you go to a therapist mean that you're crazy. Let's get rid of that stigma and let's go get the help that we need and sit down and talk to a therapist and get help.
It is okay to talk to somebody. Amen
it is.
To that. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that positive note. But coming up next, we got the praise mixed down with Dwight Stone. The time now is 25 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.